Hello, little moonbeams. It's me, Miss Grace, your gentle guide to the land of dreams. And Luma's here too. Tonight, we'll snuggle in close, take a deep breath, and let our imaginations drift into a cozy story made just for you. So find your favorite blanket, cuddle up tight, and let the moonlight wrap you in peace. Are you ready? Okay, let's begin bedtime tales. Tonight's story is called The Castle of Forgotten Pages. Chapter 1, The Attic and the Magic Storybook. It was a rainy afternoon when siblings Romney and Lulu and their best friend Grace found themselves tiptoeing up the creaky attic stairs. They were searching for adventure and maybe a hidden treasure. Romney led the way, swinging a flashlight, while Lulu scrambled behind, holding Grace's hand tight. The attic was filled with trunks and boxes, but what caught their eyes was a gigantic, dusty book leaning against an old rocking chair. Its cover shimmered with golden swirls and letters looped across it like dancing vines. The storybook of faraway kingdoms, it read. Romney brushed away the dust. "Let's open it," he said, always the bravest. Lulu hesitated. "What if it's magic?" she whispered, shivering a little bit. Grace squeezed her hand and nodded. "Magic books are the best kind." Her eyes sparkled. Romney flipped open the book, and in one blink, a gentle wind whooshed out of the pages. It swirled around them, and before they knew it, Romney was pulled into the book. He vanished in a swirl of bright light, leaving only the echo of his surprised yelp. "Romney!" Lulu yelled. Without thinking, Lulu grabbed Grace's hand. Together, they leaped into the pages after their brother. Down they tumbled, spinning through showers of words and twinkling letters until, thump, they landed side by side on a soft velvet carpet. The three friends blinked and looked around. They were in a marvelous, sunlit castle with glimmering chandeliers and tall stained glass windows. Romney's clothes had turned into the silvery tunic of a prince, and Lulu and Grace wore sparkling gowns fit for princesses. A royal court bustled around them, bowing politely. Trumpets sounded, and someone announced, "Prince Romney and the princesses Lulu and Grace have arrived." For a while, they explored the echoing halls, eating cakes bigger than their heads and riding graceful white ponies in a garden. At first, it was magical, but soon they began to miss their home. The scent of pancakes in the morning, their favorite cozy blankets, and their old family games. Lulu peeked out of a tall window. "How do we get back?" she wondered. Romney nodded, longing for their attic. Then Grace spotted an enormous library, filled with endless rows of books and swirling staircases. Beside its giant doors, a tall, severe-looking man watched sharply. A silver name tag read, "Guardian Hardwick." Legend in the castle told of a special hidden book, one that could take them home. But every time they neared the library, Guardian Hardwick's eyebrows grew sharper, blocking their path. Watching the library from afar, Lulu whispered, "We have to find that book and get home, no matter what." With hope twinkling in their eyes, the three friends promised each other tomorrow their search would begin. Chapter 2, Secrets and the Silver-Eyed Guardian. The next morning, Romney, Lulu, and Grace gathered by a sunny window in a quiet part of the castle. Lulu whispered, "Today's the day! We need to get into the library!" Grace nodded eagerly, her pigtails bouncing. Romney tucked his toy car into his royal sash for courage. They tiptoed through the halls, listening for the guardian Hardwick's footsteps. The library doors loomed ahead, carved with swirling trees and hidden animals. But just as they reached for the great brass handles, Hardwick appeared. His silver eyes sparkled as he raised a single eyebrow. "The library is not for games, young ones. Off you go." Disappointed, the children retreated to the garden. "We'll never get in if Hardwick is always watching us," Romney sighed. But Grace's eyes suddenly lit up. "Let's be sneaky and clever, like the heroes in the stories." Over the next few days, the trio tried every trick they could imagine. Romney borrowed a brown cloak, creaking past a wooden desk, and Lulu hid behind a stack of books on a rolling cart, hoping to be wheeled in secretly. Grace disguised herself as a tiny royal painter, smudging pretend paint on her cheeks. But each time, Hardwick's voice would ring out, "Not so fast!" Sometimes he'd pop up from behind a grand globe or from within a suit of shiny armor. No matter what they tried, he always seemed to know their plans before they did. Exhausted but not defeated, they collapsed in a dusty turret one evening, feeling more homesick than ever. Suddenly, Grace noticed a glimmer behind an ancient tapestry. Her heart pounding, she tugged it aside to reveal a tall, old mirror edged in vines of sparkling silver. When Grace peeked into the mirror, it shimmered and showed her a magical reflection, not just herself in her princess dress, but her room at home. Her real bed, her family photos, and the pillow with pink hearts on it. Romney and Lulu gasped as they saw their home too. At the bottom of the mirror, glowing letters formed a riddle. "To open the book, look within. Find exactly what makes you kin. Only true hearts may pass the test and bring the story to its rest." Lulu realized it's not about sneaking or disguises. We have to remember what's special about us, what makes us us. Romney gave her a little smile, and Grace squeezed their hands. That's right. That very night, feeling braver than ever, the three friends came up with one last plan. Not a trick, but a promise to be honest and true together. Tomorrow, they will return to the library, not to fool Hardwick, but to share what they'd learned in their hearts. Chapter 3. The Magic of Being Ourselves. The next morning, Romney, Lulu, and Grace walked together to the library doors. This time, they stood tall and didn't hide. Guardian Hardwick was already waiting for them, his silver eyes softening just a little. Romney took a deep breath. "Guardian Hardwick, we aren't just princes and princesses. We're brothers, sisters, and best friends. We like playing, telling each other stories, and taking care of one another. But most of all, we miss our home." Lulu added, "We don't want to leave because we don't like it here. We just want to be ourselves again, together, like before." Grace held out her friendship bracelet. "I made this at home with my family. It reminds me of who I am." For the first time, Hardwick smiled, a kind, gentle smile that made his stern face wrinkle. He placed a hand over his heart. "You have found the true magic. Only honest hearts can open the way home. Follow me." Hardwick led them inside the library, past endless rows of sparkling books. In a hidden corner, he reached for an ancient book, gilded with gold and covered in swirling designs. "This is the Book of Return," he said. "But to open it, each of you must share something from your heart." Romney set his little toy car onto the pages. "This always reminds me of playing races with Lulu in our attic." Lulu draped her favorite pink scarf across the book. "This scarf is special. It's from my mommy. I wear it whenever I'm brave. Grace, with shining eyes, tied her friendship bracelet to the book's golden ribbon. This is the best thing I've ever had, and the best thing I've ever made. It has all my favorite colors. The book began to glow. Its pages rustled and whirled, sending up a warm, windy light. Hardwick's robe shimmered and changed, transforming him into the castle's original gentleman librarian. "Thank you," he whispered. "Your love unlocked my heart too. Go home and remember who you are." With a final flash, the girls and Romney tumbled through whirling pages of light. In a single blink, they found themselves back in the attic, everything just as it was before, a little dusty, with the great storybook open beside them. Romney hugged his sister and Grace tightly. "We'll never forget our adventure," he said, smiling. "And we'll always remember the magic of being ourselves," said Lulu. Grace grinned and held up her bracelet, safe on her wrists once more. "Together, we can go anywhere, even if it's just back home." And from that day on, they knew the greatest adventures began with the truest friends and the bravest hearts. The end. And now, dear dreamer, our story has come to a gentle close. May your heart feel warm, your thoughts feel light, and your dreams be filled with wonder and love. Remember, you're safe, you're loved, and tomorrow is waiting with new adventures. Sleep well, little one. Luma will be right here watching over your dreams. Good night, sleep tight, sweet dreams, moonbeams.